So, where are you or your people today? Some of us are just surviving. Actually, in Georgie's presentation, some of us are worse than this, right? So, surviving may be sounding pretty good to some of them, but typically signalled by sheer exhaustion. Some of us may look more like this guy, or this little guy. Yeah, we've all been there. When we stay in the surviving mode, that's when we might start to feel some of the physical symptoms that go along with our stress. So whether it's headaches or migraines or chronic pain, or a little something I like to call stress poos, they're a thing. A level up from this is coping. Now, coping is when we're sitting at our desk and we're imagining that we're somewhere else. Has anyone done that before? We're fantasising about that next holiday. For some of us, it might be waiting for those drinks at the end of the day to blow off steam. We're literally trying to escape our stress. For some people, it's a little bit darker. Mindlessly watching TV until the wee hours of the morning, literally numbing ourselves to whatever's going on around us. But we can't stay in this place without becoming resentful. Resentful to our employer, to our boss, to our peers, to our clients, whatever it is that we perceive to be the source of our stress. So this is a terrible place to be as well. Now, a level up from this is managing. Now, managing is when we start to think we're doing quite well, but mainly because we know how terrible it is to be just surviving or coping. But managing can feel a bit like this. We're walking along, balancing a raging fire on our heads. You know what that's like? I mean, there's no doubt this guy's absolutely killing it. That's his impressive stuff, it's skillful. But one wrong foot and he could go up in flames. Can you feel the heat? We're stretched. And what's the first thing to go when you get really stretched? Self-care, thank you, that just encompasses everything, but sleep, exercise, all the things that really nourish us as people. So this is not good enough either. But there is a magical turning point that happens when we can go from just managing the stress of change and uncertainty to leveraging it. Now, I'm very lucky to live 3 minutes away from this incredible surf beach down at the south coast, and sometimes I just go and watch the kite surfers. It's amazing. Now, this guy, he's under extreme physical stress, but he has learned how to harness the power of the wind to propel him across the water at lightning speed. And he's doing jumps that are 5 or 6 metres high. It's amazing. He's in what we call a flow state. Now, we know when we get into this kind of zone at work, when we start to see the opportunities that go hand in hand with the stressful situations we find ourselves in, and we feel empowered to rise to the challenge. We stop struggling against it and start working with it to perform at optimal levels. Now, importantly, when we can make this mindset shift, we can also create a healthier physiological response in the body, which is pretty awesome. But we can do better. We can do better than just leveraging. What else can we do? There's some little cheat cards on the table for you if anyone wants to guess. We can be thriving with the stress of change and uncertainty. Now, this is when we take in that deep breath of satisfaction of knowing the work we do matters. And does our stress go away? No, of course it doesn't. But at this stage, we can also start to accept that a more meaningful life is also a more stressful life, and we embrace it willingly. And our work becomes fueled with meaning and purpose.